Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. I've realized something that in this country of Kenya, if you want to be mad, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but if you feel like you want to run mad, it is better you go and join the UDA party. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because how can a Secretary General, a whole SG, who should understand the way people feel, who should understand the way Kenya is and the way people are crying, say that the demonstration that is being done by the Gen Zs, which has not been organized by anybody in Kenya, who have not, this demonstration have not been organized by anybody. It has been organized by only the Gen Zs and the millennium through internet, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Those are the platforms that these people have been using to organize these things. In fact, they just been mobilizing themselves, saying that today we're meeting on Tuesday. Like tomorrow, they're going to meet. People are meeting in Nairobi CBD. I've already said where the people are meeting, so if you are ready, you can go there and to see by yourself. There is no way. At one point, some people say that the photos that were taken have been posted online were edited. They're from another country, but they're edited for people to assume that they're taken from Kenya. And yet, we know very well that these are the things that are happening in Kenya. So, Cleophas Malala is saying that the demonstration have been sponsored by the outsiders, by the foreign, and that is why Raila Amolo Odinga is quiet. He does not say anything about this. And I remember very well, I've been watching right now. That is the Roots Party leader. That is George Wajakoya. Wajakoya right now is in Dallas, and I'm very happy. I was trying to compare the peaceful demonstration that is happening in Dallas with what is happening in Kenya, and I've realized it is in Dallas and Los Angeles. I've been looking at those two demonstrations, the way Kenyans that lives in the diaspora in those countries were doing the demonstration, and considering how the police reacted, because they were talking to the police, and in fact the police gave them a go ahead. They're doing it very peacefully, and when a demonstration like this is done, and this is what the Kenyan JZs were trying to do, but the police were against them.
This bill!
Reject the finance!
One Kenya, one people! One people, one voice! Thank you for gathering here today. As Kenyans living in Los Angeles, we are united by our love for our homeland.
Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Ruto must reject the finance bill! Reject the finance bill!
Hello, my name is Trina Jirage. I am a model, I'm a nurse, and I'm a reality TV personality, and I'm privileged to be here in Los Angeles to still represent our motherland, Kenya, and say hashtag reject finance bill.
Hello, my name is Eli Mwenda. I'm a content creator online, and just seeing the kind of support online and the way we've all come together, the Gen Zs, it's really showing a change in the times. I'm so proud of us. Let's not let up. It's a very, very important week, and let's just say reject the finance bill.
Reject the finance bill!
Is where you spend most of your time.
With some of you just saying, when we lose our fear, they lose their power. When we lose our fear, they lose their power.
Ruto must go!
You see, these people are doing a peaceful demonstration, and in fact, they're just standing somewhere singing their songs. No one is bothering them. This shows how the level of maturity that the police abroad have more than our own police officers. Because what our police officers are told is that they're told that they should use force. There are some places when you use force, you interfere with your own career. Like, let us take for instance that police officer whose hands were chopped off by beggars. Are you seeing? So when you try to apply force somewhere, you're the one who is going to be affected. So how can this SG say that these meetings, these things are being, and I even saw someone saying that the demonstration that is done in Nairobi is supported by the Illuminati. I don't know where Illuminati comes into this. I wanted to see to hear what Cleophas Malala was saying.
Vile pia sisi kama serikali tunajua kwamba kuna watu wamejificha ndani yao Gen Z. Wamejificha nyuma na wanaosukuma hawa vijana, na hawa watu mimi leo nataka kuwatambua na ni vizuri muwajue. Hawa watu sio wa Kenya. Hawa watu ni watu wa kutoka nje, nchi za nje, kwa sababu tumeongeza ushuru za kufungia vitu zao kutoka kule nje. Wameleta pesa kupitia NGOs kufandi maandamano, ndio hii finance bill ianguke, vitu zao zianze kuja kwa nchi. Lakini rais wetu amesema Kenya is a sovereign state. Sisi ni lazima tuchunge factories zetu kwanza kabla tufungulie zile factories za kule nje. So msidanie ati ni watu wa hapa ndani. That's why unaona Raila Odinga unaona amesonga nyuma. Unaona akiongea kweli? Viongozi wote wa Kenya wamesonga nyuma. Unapata watu wanajimobilize, wako paka na madawa, ati wakipigwa risasi, wakiumizwa.
Same Cleophas Malala have declared war with Wamuchomba. The other time we had Wamuchomba said it very well that anything, if you want me to resign from UDA, I will resign. But you can't force me to do things that you want that are going to affect my people. So today, Cleophas Malala is saying this. Cleophas Malala is saying that the ideal of your party and supreme to your personal thoughts. If you are a UDA member, the ideologies of the UDA party should come before your personal interest. If any UDA MP votes no to the financial bill on Tuesday, they should leave the party and become independent candidates. So that is the Secretary General of UDA party, Cleophas Malala. He's saying that if any member of parliament will vote a no tomorrow, then it is better they quit the UDA party and go and form their own independent and to become the independent candidate. This is what Wamuchomba told him. Wamuchomba answered him very well in a very good way. Wamuchomba told him that to the conman, the Gen Zs eat bread in the morning, not UDA party. They use cooking oil, not UDA party. They use data to earn, not UDA party. As a sober MP, I voted no with my conscience 100%. It is not about politics, it's our lives. Threatening us for voting no is conmanship. You can go dying. Kwani kiti ya mbunge ni tiketi ya kwenda binguni, ya kwenda heaven. You can't threaten an already angry society. Stop threats, withdraw that flown finance bill ASAP. You will not believe too. So, are you seeing? Wamuchomba did not let it slide because, okay, this is like threatening someone, is like putting some condition to someone. But if you do this, then you'll do this. And I think this is the best direction that Wamuchomba has taken, because she realized that the life of her people is much more important than even saying a yes to this bill. That is number one. The second thing, Sifuna was very clear. Sifuna is very clear that the opposition will not sign any amendment. Sifuna is saying that the opposition will not get into an agreement or sign any amendment of this financial bill. So in short, what Sifuna is trying to say, Sifuna is saying that the government is on its own. Let them deal with the Gen Zs. Let them do anything they want to do, but they will deal with the Gen Zs.
They call a dog whistle. It is language that only certain people understand. That letter from Treasury is a subtle threat to members of the National Assembly. There is nothing more than that. Koech knows that every single time we speak about revenue in this country, and I'll give you the classic example. When we were dealing with the Division of Revenue bill in the Senate, when we proposed that counties get 415, what is the first thing you heard members of the National Assembly speaking about on the floor of Parliament? They were saying, if we give counties this money, we are not going to have the CDF that we have budgeted for. Every single time you hear members of Parliament being addressed in terms of CDF, they know what it means. So when Treasury writes that letter and indicates that they are going to lose CDF, they know who they are speaking to. If you look at the list of the proposals of the things that are supposed to be cut there, it is dog whistle to politicians. They tell us, oh, we are going to cut political parties' fund. It is there in the list. They start with CDF. They don't talk to you about all these other areas of the budget that have been heavily padded. But before I come to that, Sam, you know, it is very unfair and very unfortunate for us to hear leaders in this country praising this government that now, oh, there's expanded democratic space. Nelson Koech knows, or maybe he doesn't know, that there are 2 young men in their 20s lying in the cold rooms right now, shot and killed by police in those demonstrations. He should speak to the families of these people, Rex and Evans, and tell them how the democratic space has been expanded for those 2. Even as we speak, Sam, the president has released his goons in police uniform. They're abducting people from the streets in broad daylight. As we speak right now, Omwami Nelson Koech, maybe because you don't understand what is going on in Nairobi, maybe you've come from home. Yeah. As the senator of Nairobi, I'm telling you, these are the things that are happening in the streets. They started with Billy. Then they went to Japrado. Yesterday, we saw CCTV footage of a young man being plucked from the streets of Nairobi. A young man called Shad. Maybe as the chair of defense, you should be telling the family of Shad where this young man is. So don't talk to us about a free democratic space, because you have met these young people in the streets. We have seen what you're doing to them. That tear gassing, the water cannons. How do you tear gas a body? How do you tear gas a body? Surely, Sam. And then you come and tell us that the democratic space has been expanded. So what is happening is, with that letter from Treasury, it is a subtle threat. And for us in the opposition, we have always said, we must look at the expenditure side. And as Alex has told you quite rightly, this finance bill is an amendment bill. It's an amendment bill that proposes amendments to existing legislation to move tax here and another here so that they raise the additional 350 billion that they're looking for. If an amendment bill does not pass, the amendment dies, but the laws remain. So nobody should tell you, oh, if you don't pass this finance bill, that we're going to be in a crisis. There's no crisis. We in the Azimio, as Azimio have said, in fact, we suspect, if you went line by line on the budget in terms of the expenditure side, at least 1 trillion shillings is budgeted corruption. And we gave the example, of some of the things that have been included in the budget in terms of additional expenditure. 1.2 billion shillings in terms of expenditure for the office of the president. 678 million expenditure, office of the deputy president. 11 billion for defense, where my brother here serves as the chair of defense. Maybe he can tell us, what is this new expenditure in the Ministry of Defense that is going to cost 11 billion shillings? 1.4 billion in foreign affairs and 6 billion at the National Treasury for recurrent expenditure. Then there is an item, we gave this example, Sam, of the so-called development allocations for National Treasury, 26 billion. You should tell us what National Treasury is going to build, unless they are going to do roads. We don't know what that money is. 26 billion, Sam, is not change. That is more money than Nairobi County gets in equitable share. Then there is something called strategic response to public initiatives. I really want the chairman for defense today, because he's the one who's here. Kimani has run away. We want him to tell us, what does this strategic response to public initiatives mean that takes 2.5? His good has come. Sam, 2.6 billion shillings to the State Department of Devolution. We in the Senate have argued that, in fact, this is not money you allocate to state departments. You should put this money in the county so that they can do their work. Why do we need 2.6 billion extra in the Ministry of the State Department for Devolution? So what we are saying is this. Please, Kenyans, you are dealing with the most duplicitous people you will ever meet in your lives. Don't take these praises that are being sung by Honorable Koech and the others are so on the podium for truth. These are the biggest hypocrites you'll ever meet in your lives. They are lying to you. And they have now had a change of heart. I want Kenyans to focus. Because for me right now, even this discussion about all the numbers and which items should be slashed and so on and so forth, the young people are telling us that the time for talk is over. The focus now must be on the mind, the thinking, the attitude that generates these ideas in the first place.
Okay.
That is why when we were in the clubs this weekend, the message was not Sifuna go and tell us where we will get this extra 350 billion. They are saying Ruto must go. That is where we are now. So we can't be discussing these issues and communications from Treasury.
Okay.
That is a horse that has already bolted.
So I really don't know what to think concerning the statement of Cleophas Malala, and also concerning the words of Sifuna, that is the secretary. Are you seeing the way now the difference between the Secretary General of UDA party and the Secretary General of ODM party? Not that Sifuna is the opposition leader, and that is why maybe he's talking like that, but it's making some sense, because when you pass the amendment, when now this bill will be passed, the person that will suffer is the normal mwananchi, and that is why Sifuna is saying that let the government pass this. They will not get into any amendment. Let the government pass this, and then at the end of the day, they will come and meet with the wrath of the normal citizens who are the voters. I don't know what to think. Please give me a comment in the comment section. I don't know what to think. Please, you can give me your comment in the comment section. And just remember, if you're for the first time, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can also like and drop me a comment and tell me where you're watching us. If you're within the country, you can tell me which country are you watching us from. And if you're outside the country or diaspora, you can also tell me where are you watching us from. And until you meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.